thing for data visualization. Okay. Now let's go back. So
can you share
why
this Colab file so that we can do side by side?
Yes, sir. Can you share this Colab file?
sharing this Colab file?
Yes, sir. It will help, sir.
You want now only?
Yeah, like
Yes, we can
as
do
you
side
code,
by side.
we also code along with you in a copied file, so that it will be more fruitful then.
Sir, another thing, yesterday's session, can we access the video of that session recording?
It's on YouTube, right? You
YouTube.
can check that.
You can watch NPTEL YouTube channel. You can find the latest recording from YouTube NPTEL, or from also from ITMBS channel.
Okay. The link is in the description. Sorry,
Thank you, sir.
in chat box. Okay, great. So, okay. Well, why visualization? You may ask. So, some Ben Schneiderman put it in best way that visualization give you answers to the question you didn't know you had, and that is true, right? So let's say I never have thought about something like outlier. And if I see something in the data, then I will think that why this data point is way beyond, or why it is very far away from other data points. Then I will think that this is an outlier, and then I will think something about that data. So the thought process will also build up by seeing the images, right? So how data looks like is if it's in a row and column format, it's very untidy. You don't even know what is there inside. And
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. I'm just stopping you for a second. Really sorry. Really sorry.
yeah,
Somebody said the video is on the YouTube. Can you just share the link? I was trying to look for it. I couldn't find. Please. Anybody who can share it on the chat. Not you, sir. Anybody, whoever is
yeah.
suggesting that.
Please
they can
share it on the link. Share the link, please.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, somebody did. Okay. Great. Okay. So we want to gain insight into components of visualization. Okay, very simple to complex one. Learn to identify the components, object, item that you need to tell story from data. So data tells some story is there behind the data, right? Something that you have to identify using visualization techniques, some 2D plot, 3D plot, histograms, and other things you will plot, and you will get the story behind that. And then that story you will present to whomever is the target audience, of course, because every target requires different kind of interest, and according to that interest, you have to plot the data and all, plot the charts. Multi-dimensional data on a 2D plot. So you can put X and Y, and then X and Z and Y and Z, right? Something 2D, but the data is about 3D. And likewise, you can plot multi-dimensional data on 2D, because we can only see 2D, in most maximum 3D, but our screen is 2D. So for one axis, we can do something orientation wise, and we can visualize it, but not more than 3D. But if we mix up three 2D plots, then we can get a visualization of more than 3D. But that depends on your level of visualization. Okay, 3D and high dimensional data. Okay, grammar of visualization. So what is grammar visualization? This will probably taught by Jimmy, who is another like workshop who will take workshop. So yeah, one more announcement is also there. The tomorrow's workshop is postponed to 17th, same timing 4 to 6. but on 17th. And one more thing is, for this workshop, you will get a certificate. Whoever has 100% attendance, they will get the certificate for this workshop. Okay.
So we
And
don't have any assignment or OPP
no,
for this.
nothing. No assignment, no quiz, nothing. Just 100% attendance required.
Okay.
Register our attendance, sir? I mean, it
Attendance is
automatically will
only
take
that
it.
form, na Google form that
Yeah.
yesterday you circulated.
Today also there will be a form.
So yesterday, some of us couldn't fill it in, sir, because it said it stopped taking responses towards the end.
Yes, correct. That's what I mentioned, right, in meeting, that fill it as soon as possible because there is a time limit on that.
Okay.
So, sir, in that case, if we missed yesterday attendance, so what will happen then?
Then you will not get the certificate.
Sir, but I shared my roll number and name in chat itself so that you can mark me up present. Because I couldn't fill the form in time, so I gave my name and registration, like my roll number in the chat.
Okay, okay. I will ask other people that some students are complaining about this. What should we do? Okay. I'm not sure because this is the thing. You have to give. So today also there will be a form. Fill it up. There will be deadline also for that also. So please fill it on time. I'll
Sir,
share
can
it.
you share form now?
No, that is not possible. It will be shared half an hour before the end of workshop.
Yesterday, I could not attend the workshop because of some confusion on the timings, which generally we usually have from 8 to 10 sessions. So I assumed that and I missed it. Is there some way I can at least see the recording of yesterday's session?
Yeah,
Yes, the YouTube link is in chat.
Yeah, it's on the
Sorry,
link.
it is
Chat,
where?
just go up. It's on
YouTube.
the chat link. Just go up.
Oh, I just joined, so if someone could
Okay.
just share again,
Okay.
please. Thank you.
I shared it again. Okay.
Thank you.
There's the YouTube link.
Thank you.
And there is one Colab which is related to that. I will share that also. Okay. YouTube and one Colab. Both are required. So both are the thing we covered in yesterday's class. Okay. 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 What does my data show? Common parameters, right? Showing change over time. So if you have time series data, then if you want to visualize that, how my data change over time. So let's say your website, if you have website data, few customers are joining. So earlier you had very low number of customers, right? Then exponential customers are exponentially increasing. Something like that data is there. Then how will you know that? With of course data visualization, right? Number is also there, but visualizing will give you the sense of the data, that how quickly or how fast people are joining the website or are buying more things, which is best product of our website, something like that. All kind of answers you can get in data visualization, right? If you visualize the data, it will help you in those kind of answering those kind of questions. Showing part to whole composition. So basically, the whole thing is there, right? But if you have some links, like some important data in that, like whole thing is not important, then part of the data is also important. And if you want to show that, you can use like there is something called univariate analysis, bivariate analysis. You can do something like that. Okay, how distribution of data is important. So this distribution of data is very important. So let's say if your data is following Gaussian distribution. What is Gaussian distribution is? Standard distribution means the data is falling an equal amount on both the sides of mean. So let me I guess show it. distribution, right? Something like this graph. This is the Gaussian distribution graph. Everything falls 50-50% along the mean. So this is the mean. Okay. So how my data, if my data is following this normal distribution, what is the importance of that? Let's say if it is not following the Gaussian distribution, if it's following something like this, I guess not this, but let's say it's following log normal distribution, exponential distribution, uh, something like that, like different kind of distributions are there, how that will impact my model training, imputation. If you want to do imputation, then that also will impact, right? So usually what happens is, when we want to do imputation means replacing missing values. When we want to replace the missing values, we see the distribution of our data before doing anything. Let's say sometimes few libraries don't support missing values also. So you have to remove that and check your distribution. Then after doing the imputation, removing null values with some method, you again check your distribution. So let's say if your distribution is not the same, it has changed drastically, then that means whatever the value with which you have replaced the missing values is not a good one. You have to rethink about it and come up with a better missing values replacement, something like that, right? So distribution is also an important part. And mostly what happens is, if Gaussian distribution, my data is following Gaussian distribution, then I take mean as my replacement value. Okay. And if it is following log normal distribution, something like that. So what is it? It's like right skewed data. It is skewed toward right. Or if there is another data which is skewed toward left, then also in that cases, we don't choose mean as a missing value replacement. Then we choose median as a replacement, right? Because mean can be impacted by the outliers, but median is not. And of course, when we see skewed data, then there is a possibility of higher number of outliers. Comparing values between groups, of course, groups like, so we can do something visualization stuff, grouping, group to different things based on, let's say, sizes, colors, something like, so we can visualize that and compare that also. And that in our graph where this group lies, where the other group lies. Okay, grouping, we can visually grouping, we can do that, not the machine learning grouping. Okay? That is a different thing. Observing relationship between variables. This is also important. We want to see how one variable is impacting other variable, how they are related to each other, or if they are not, they are totally independent, then how good it is. If they are relating to each other, and then how much it is relating to the, let's say, labels means output. If I want to train a machine learning model, then how it is related to my output. That all we see using graphs and all. Okay. Looking at geographical data. So geographical data means the data in which maps are also there. So let's say the world map is there, and it will show you, let's say, the wealthiest people, more number of wealthiest people live, then it will give you some other color to that country, then other color to a different country, something. So that kind of data you can visualize using geographical plots. Okay. Target. So target is very important. What I mean by target is, so here we are doing for machine learning things, but there are other things also, right? Let's say sports analytics. In that, let's say machine learning is not there, or some other kind of analytics. Like in schools also, we used to do visualization stuff and all, but we never, thought about machine learning kind of. So other places where we can use the visualization. So depend on the target, we have to look out that which data we should consider in visualization and which we ignore. Okay, something like that. Here is example. T20 performance during a year can have different meaning for a viewer on TV and for IPL owner, team owner, right? A different meaning. So they want different things. And if we are giving out, if we are giving visualization information to them, then we should be very careful that whoever is my target audience. Okay. Is there any pre-processing required? Of course. Pre-processing here is sorry, not of course, but pre-processing. It's not that beautifully defined, but what I mean by pre-processing is so in pre-processing, usually scaling and transforming categorical data to numerical data, something like that comes, okay, in pre-processing. At least that comes in SQL pre-processing or machine learning kind of pre-processing. So what is scaling of my variables? So why we look out for scaling is the data, let's say linear regression, right? It follows gradient descent, some algorithm names. If you have never heard of it, don't worry. Something like that. It will try to plot the data in n dimension internally, and then try to find the minima of that something. Okay, so it has to go step by step down or something like that. So in that case, if your model is not scaled, variable is not scaled, then that descent will be very much harder for the model. Okay. So what I mean by scaling is, let's say one variable is in range of 0 to 1. Okay, not more than 1, 0 to 1. But another variable, another feature is have a very high scale, 0 to let's say 1 lakh or something like that, 10,000, 20,000, okay, 1 million, something like that. Then if you try to draw that kind of data, then you'll realize that 0 to 1, and on the other axis it's 1 million or something like that. Then that point will be very far of that, right? So the scales will also matter in this case. Okay. Is there any zero, divisible, or null values possible? Yes, then how do I get it? Okay. So, so let's say in your data there are lots of zeros present, and if you plot that data, and let's say if you are plotting for age, let's say age, okay, and if you're plotting that, and you got that lot of people are having zero age, and how is that possible? Something should be there, right? I mean, if this data is not about newborn babies, then how come the age is zero? Some questions arises to you, and then if you check inside your data and something, then you will realize that this, or I guess, my data is not clean. It requires some cleaning, or you should remove this kind of data. Something you'll realize, right? So that realization will only happen if you try to visualize the data, because see, in this, when you import the data, you will not be able to see the data row wise, and at least not in Python. Okay. For that, it will require a small portion of the data is only visualized in row and column wise, but if you plot them, then the whole scenario will be there in the charts, right? What is my audience? Please. Okay. I guess this is same as this target where we stretch. Okay. Lastly, come the design. Saffron color and congruous with light blue. Okay, this is on news. Okay, if you see news channels, then this is something like that you will see on news channels that BJP, okay, is being shown as saffron color and Congress is shown as light blue color. Okay, what I wish to show is clearly visible through the chosen visualization. Design aspect has a very uh, like it is complicated design aspect of a data, but for machine learning, it's not that complicated. We generally don't go much deeper into visualization stuff. I mean, what I mean by deeper is uh, we don't we don't want to present the data to anyone else but our model, right? But our model has no value of a visualization. That value is inside us. Means we will see the data, we will try to clean it, we will see the relationships, something like that we'll do. But the model has no meaning of it. Okay, so it will only train based on the values, numerical values, right? So design aspect is also important, but as a machine learning engineer or something, it is not that much. Uh, okay. So this image. So what are my objective? Objectives are, so let's say you have a relational data. Okay. So then how will you plot that? There is something else scatter plot, line graph. So line graph, right? X versus Y graph. Scatter plot is something like that, but the dots are there. For every X and Y value, there is one dot. That is called scatter plot. And if you connect that line dots, then that will become line graph. Bubble chart, area charts. Area is again the area below that line, right? Line graph or something. The area below that. Scatter plot, same thing. Multiple variables. So this for two variables, this for multiple variables. Heat maps are there. So the more values, more lighter color or something. Heat maps are. You'll see what is heat maps and all. Okay. Comparison. So of course we can do comparison using visualization stuff. Bigger values can have, let's say, bigger bubble or bigger, let's say, dot, or smaller value have smaller dot, something like that, right? That comparison we can do. And bar charts, pie charts. So bar charts we generally use for categorical data. Because for numerical data, we do histograms. We create histograms and all. Where is it? It's not here, but if you are doing, let's say, univariate analysis of categorical data, then bar charts will help you in that. So let's say how many mangoes are there and apples are there, some categories, right? So bar chart will be a good way to represent that kind of data. Pie chart, again, more helpful for categories. So for one category, the percentage will show that how much percentage my one category belongs in our data. Stacked bars, same so this is stacked bar variation of bar charts. Okay, group bars, so something like that. Okay, facet and trellis plot. So this all are different types of plots. Line chart, okay, line chart, violin plot, box plot. So violin plots is with plot, there is some distribution is also you can see in violin plot. It is similar to box plots, but in box plot, the plot is in box. But in violin plot, that box is more, it will represent some kind of distribution kind of thing. Okay. Stacked 100%. Okay. Sunburst. So sunburst is also one kind of visualization. So one kind of chart. So all charts, mostly all, will show it to you in this workshop. So don't worry about that. But this is the thing. Okay. Okay, great. One more thing, which is, so for this, usually what happens is we use, let's say, libraries for visualization, right? Usually we use matplotlib and Seaborn, right? But here we are going to use plot9 and plotly something. So this plot9 and plotly will demonstrate you, because you can see this, you will get more familiar with, let's say, matplotlib and Seaborn in, I guess, one of the courses. But so same thing, like why are we using plotline and not using matplotlib? There is no clear difference, I would say. Some little bit of differences you will able to see, some coloring things and all, whichever you feel comfortable with, go on with that later on. But for this workshop, we'll demonstrate plot9 and plotly. Okay. So for that, import numpy as np, import matplotlib as plt. We did imported this importation. I did it, but okay. Plot9 import star. So what is this? Can anybody explain what is this line?
From
Import
everything
all the
from
methods from
all the
plotline.
methods, yes.
Okay, so here I'm importing all the methods of plot9, right? Okay, so see here, this is called ggplot, something, right? I don't need to require something like plot9 dot ggplot. I don't require to write this because I'm doing star. I'm importing all the libraries. So ggplot is imported in my Colab. But see, importing everything is not a good thing every time, but here it is a good thing because I will be using lot of the libraries, lot of the methods of plot9. That's why it's a good thing. But
So
if
can you
you try to,
explain plot9?
plot9 is just a library. I mean,
Like
like a
why we
method.
use this?
That's what I said, no, that this all libraries have similar kind of outputs and everything, but whichever library you will be comfortable with, choose that. Okay, but for this workshop, we choose plot9 and plotly to demonstrate the things.
Sir, can I take this question?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So basically, we agree that matplotlib and Seaborn are mostly going to be used. But once you see how plot9 is used for coding, so it completely follows what is known as grammar of graphics. So you can visualize this step by step. And that is why plot9 is used. Basically, what is plot9? You must have heard about R programming.
Yeah,
And
thank you, I got it.
basically using that wrapper here. And why plotly, you ask? Plotly is more of an interactive Python library for your visualizations compared to matplotlib and Seaborn. Seaborn will be more complex. Sorry, matplotlib will be more complex as it gives you more of the things. But for plotly, it is a very easy to use library. So less code and you will get more interactive graphs. Is it fine?
Yeah,
So
thank
basically,
you.
plot9 is R language using
Uh,
R.
It is basically a wrapper for ggplot in R.
So you can use the R functions here.
Not all, just the ggplot R functions here.
Okay.
One question. I mean, like, it's clear that you're importing all the methods, but why do we do it this way? In the sense that in some cases, we call the library something like, for example, numpy, we're calling it numpy, and then we call each of the methods. Here we are calling the methods directly. Why can't, like, for example, this be called as plotline import as something and then use that? Is there a specific reason why we do it this way?
No, I mean, it is just dependent on what the coder feels good at.
So what happens is, if you import everything, what will happen? I mean, your RAM will be full. So see, this RAM and disk size, do it. Try to import some, let's say, sklearn or something. Okay, and you will realize that this disk and RAM will be required more for that code.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
if you import everything, but if you import bits and pieces, then you will be in the safe side of your RAM and disk. Okay,
Yeah,
that's why we
yeah.
don't do.
Correct. Here we are importing everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we'll use most of the things. That's why.
Okay.
See, there are lots of things. So can you see here this AES, geometric point, XLIM? For everything, I need to require this basically something plot9, some extension name. If I give, let's say, PN something name, right? Then I have to use it everywhere. So because I don't want to use that's why I imported everything.
Okay.
And plus, this plot9 is not that heavy library as sklearn, so it will work. At least for our cases, it will work.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So let's. Okay, let's do that. And one thing is, if I do port. No, okay. I did it because I want to show it to you. What are the things in plot9? This all methods are there in plot9. Like AES, after scale, after state, arrow, chord, something. So facets are there, right? So even I don't even remember this all the methods, but you can see something bin 2D, right? Bins. This is used for, let's say, histogram or something. Bars are there. Area graph. Okay. Point and labels. Scaling. So this all methods are there inside the plot9. So if you ever don't remember which method to use something, you can use this dir function, the dir method, to see what all methods are there inside plot9. Okay, but for now, just commenting out because it will take. Okay, so this is our data for which we wanted to do the plotting and all. Okay, I will load this. Let's see a few things first. Are there any null values in this? So empty cast is the name of the variable, empty cast. And head is head. So you can see the head is working, right? Dot head means most of the pandas library will work. Let's say shape of it. Okay, shape is very small, like 32 samples are there. And I guess there will be no null values, but for the sake of it, I'll do it. Okay, no null values, right? Every data is, we have all the data set, all the samples are correctly valued. Okay, what each variable means is here, you can see that. So here, what I'm trying to do is, I'm using ggplot.
I'm sorry to take
writing,
you back.
Yeah.
How did you know that there was no missing data?
Okay, here I wrote this this function, right? This is the code I wrote, and this gave me 0 for everything. So if there was any null values, then it would have come up here some values. Okay. 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 Great. Okay. So here I'm using ggplot. They're giving my data variable name. Okay. So this is AS. It will use for aesthetic. In that we are using weight and MPG column. So weight is sorry, not weight, but WT. WT is weight. Okay, that is weight, and MPG is like a mile per gallon. Miles per gallon column. We're coloring based on the gears. Okay. So you'll get this kind of data. This is the weight of it, and this 0 and 1, right? Okay. Uh, uh, Sorry, Chaitanya.
Yes, sir.
So you plotted this graph, right? Can you give insights behind this? Like, what is it? Why you use it?
Yeah, sure. So basically, the first line, as I've commented over here, is the data step. That is, what data set are we using? Then the second line is the aesthetic line. So the aesthetic line basically has a few variables. Firstly, the columns that we are trying to plot. So WT and MPG will be the columns, x-axis and the y-axis, right? Then you have got the color, the on based on out of which column I'm trying to color it. So basically, factor gear is the column based on which color would be coded. So for example, if you see in this plot, all those cars with factor gear 3 will be red, all those cars with factor gear 4 will be green, and so on. X geom point is basically for scatter plot, that is I'm plotting the points. Then you have got x lim and y lim, which are the limits for x-axis and y-axis. Then stat summary is basically used for basically the statistic summary. Facet trap is basically for dividing this part into two regions, 0 and 1, based on this AM. And then this is the coordinate system that I'm using. Theme BW is for that. So you see the weight is on x-axis, MPG is on y-axis. You have got two facets, and you have got different gears for cars. So based on this plot, you can clearly see that uh, with 0 facet, you usually have factor gears 3 and 4, whereas with this factor gear, sorry, with facet 1, you usually have factor gears 4 and 5, and generally they have higher MPG compared to the other one.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay. So those which has higher AM. So AM is 1. AM means transmission automatic or manual. So if it's a manual car, not automatic one, then it has high MPG, miles per gallon. It will give more mileage. An automatic car gives less mileage. Okay. This is what I can get it from this data. So see, what is AM, what is WT, MPG, factor gear, is all our parameters name. These are all features, means features, and here I used all the features to plot my graph to visualize the thing which I can get out of it. So what I can get out of it is, for automatic, so for manual cars, the mileage is higher than automatic cars, and the gear side, gears is 3, 4. So there is 3, 4 gear only on this, but there are 5 gear cars in my manual car. So whoever took the data, he didn't come up with any 5 gear car, 5 gear automatic cars. Okay.
Sir, if we want to select our system based on engine, either it is V-shaped or state, then what we'll do in this code, sir?
Okay. Yeah. So
For,
let me write it here only because Where is engine?
8.
8, right? Engine, VS.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you want in the data?
Sir, as like the AM, we want to distribute our system on the basis of engine. It is either V-shaped or straight. Either it is 0 or it is 1.
Okay. Okay. Then I guess I will use VS.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I joined late, so can you tell how to get this data?
This data. Okay. Please
I'll be
somebody.
sharing the Colab. It
Wait
is
a minute.
in the.
Yeah, I'll share it again. Or if somebody has, share it.
And sir, data also.
Yeah, it's there. So run the Colab. Inside that data is there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm importing from a library. That's why. See, this is the plot9.data, import empty car. So this empty car data is there inside plot9, and I'm using that.
Okay, sir, got it.
Okay, great. We were doing something based on.
Sir, did you tested the link?
Tested the link. Why should I test the link?
I thought you were about to paste link on
Okay,
chat.
pasting. Sorry. Okay. Okay, great. First that wrap. So, but let's wait a minute. AM is 0 and 1, but is engine also 0 and 1? 8, right? 0 or 1, yeah, it is there. So again, see, this is 0 and 1, but this is based on engines. Some little changes in data, right? Some little changes. Now factor gear 5 is also here, but it was not there in AM when we are discretizing based on AM, automatic or manual. But engine, what are engine types? V-shaped or straight. So V-shaped engines has few with this all gears, and of course straight engines also have factor gear, every factor gear. Okay. So what I change is this VS. That will do this because the value is 0 and 1 for both the cases. Probably you are not getting what has changed, but this is the change that I made.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So there's some factor gear. I mean, if you want something else, you can use that also. What is factor gear? Okay.
So we can also use carb in the place of gear.
I mean, whatever is categorical data that you can use there.
Yes. Okay,
because
sir.
numerical data will not classify anything, right? Grouping
Okay,
will
sir.
not happen.
Yes.
So what is that stat summary? What is it doing exactly?
Okay. Chetan, can you explain what is stat summary here?
Basically, you will not be able to see that in visualization, but if you use it for say further computations like mean, median, mode, it will automatically calculate it for different facets and how this is being done.
Okay, so if stat summary was not written here, we will get the same output.
Yeah, visualization won't get affected. This is just for the computation purposes. I listed a diagram just above it, which is a grammar of graphics diagram. Is somebody saying something?
Yes, I understood. Thank you so much.
Can I please comment something? I feel this data is so technical. Someone like me doesn't know so much about cars that I'm able to interpret even this. So whatever
Yeah, true.
visualization we are doing, it's just not making sense to me.
See, whatever data you got, I mean, this is the data I am also the first time, but still, there is not required much of information of cars. I mean, what I'm trying to do is, uh, I'm trying to visualize from different aspects how my data looks like. So here, some automatic or manual, right? What kind of automatic or manual are there? And I want to divide it in factor gears, right? So this dots will represent factor gears, okay? And let's say this is automatic and this is manual. And the data is based on X and Y, right? X is weight and miles per gallon. So from this data, what I can able to conclude is, if your car is manual, then there is a high chance that you will get more mileage. Okay, and your car is most probably 4-gear, 5.
One indicates manual.
Yes, one indicates manual. So this all things, this manual or is it automatic or not? It's given here. This is right. We call it metadata, information about the data. If you know this, so even I didn't know that this is manual or thing. I saw it here that this means it's manual, and that's how I was able to conclude this. Okay.
And what about this factor gear?
Factor gear.
What is that?
Just this gear, number of forward gear, right? Or factor gear is different in Chaitanya.
No, it is gear only. Factor
Yeah,
is just for the different numbers of it. I'm taking it as a categorical variable than a numerical variable here.
Okay. So this factor thing will, so let's say if you have 3, 4, and 5 gear data, then this factor will try to classify in those categories. That's why we use factor. So gear is number of gears, right? Gears we use in cars.
Sir, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Sir, at the last it's written team underscore BW. So like what difference is it making and how do we know what theme to use?
Yeah, theme basically the PW theme that I'm using is giving you the grid lines over here. Basically, it's the way you are going to present the theme on the chart.
Can you show like some different themes and so that we can see the difference?
Okay.
Okay, let's see. So we want themes, right? What I can do is can do something like, and I can go in themes. So this all are themes. Theme 538, theme classic, Seaborn, set, Tuffle, theme XST. This all are themes. I can use any theme.
One show with 538, like instead of BW, just write 538.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, sir.
Just the one, right? We want is 538. Then I will write 530 theme 538 and brackets. We'll run this. And this is the 538. Okay, this is different from this thing. You can use any of this thing. Classic, dark, get gray, light, line draw, matplotlib, something like this. Okay, this all themes are there. You can use this. So how will you know that what are the other options you have for this? Like I did, write dir plot9 and you will get same names and everything. So like, can you see geom area, geom bar, geom bin in 2D, something like blank box plots, geometry. So this will give you geometry of your graph. So here we use geom point. That's why we are getting data in points. But if I use, let's say, geom, what I can say, crossbar,
Dot plot.
box plot.
This dot plot, like it should work in this data.
Okay, dot plot will also work. Okay, same thing, right? But
these things you can explore on your
yeah,
end.
you can explore that these things, right? But I'm showing it to you. If I can use geom dot plot. So these are our names of pins 7. Okay, some warning has appeared, but it worked. It shows the data. So this all geometries are there. Everything you can use it here. Okay. What else we have? Some example for you to try. Okay, in the below 3 cells we have mentioned codes based on grammar graphic. Which layer is being used? Okay. The thing is, I have probably not covered what is grammar of graphics because.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it's a very generic question I have. So when
Yes.
it comes to visualization, we have got so many tools like Power BI, Tableau, and all, which are more dynamic and which gives you more visualization. What is the real need to go for Python? And because I'm also a beginner with Python, so it's very difficult to understand all the forms, objects, methods, and all.
Yeah.
So what is the real necessity to go for Python rather than going with the very easy visual tools like Power BI and Tableau and all, sir?
Okay.
Can you just explain that aspect?
Okay. One important factor is removing missing values. There will be missing values in your data. Okay, you want to remove them. That is very important. Okay.
But we do the cleaning of the data even before, I mean, before we go for visualization. Am I right, sir? So will that not be covered as part of the data cleaning or data pruning process?
Yeah, see, there is always a replacement of something, right? There is always a replacement of Python. You can use Power BI, anything. There is, but what we generally try to do is we try to do everything in one kind of environment. So here I'm using Python. So I want to do something in Python. That's why I'm trying to do visualization stuff using Python.
Because the problem is with the coding part, which is like people who face difficulty. So it is always easy to go with those tools, which has got even more options to have so many types of visualization, which will reduce your time as well. So that's an reason I just wanted to understand how is that Python different from those tools and how efficient is
So
that?
yeah, this is here because this is the first time we are using this ggplot and everything. But if you are using matplotlib or something like that, it is very easy, not that tough. Like you have to write just plt dot something like plt dot bar and something and give xy values and you will get the bar chart. Like it's very easy. There's some one or two line of code. That's all. Okay, but here we are using very complicated things to showcase here. So that's why you are not understanding the need of going in the deep of this coding part and feeling that Power BI or something will be more useful. But so let's say you got the data, right? But you want to do cleaning with the Python, right? Because sometimes what happens is you get huge data like large data files. How will you handle that? How will you clean that? Large data set.
We can't go one by one, record by record, so it will be difficult.
Yeah, plus record by record is difficult. Plus, let's say you got the data now and it's continuous data. You are getting it every day. Every day new data is coming up, and in that also missing values are there. Then what will you do? Can't use something, right? But you can do visualization and stuff here along the batch of the data. You can see the batch of the data and anything, something like that, and then do imputation or something like that, right?
We also have
Plus,
So
very
does
few things
Python handle huge?
in
I'm
machine
sorry to
learning,
interrupt,
very
sir.
few things are required to visualize the data. Very few things like distribution of the feature. Distribution you will require. Okay, relationships. You will focus more few things on this, and a few more things are required. Then that's all set. Like nothing more. We will see as a machine learning. Training as a perspective of training. We don't go beyond that in a data. That's why we use Python.
So when it comes to large data, I mean, you're telling that only Python could handle well than those visualization tools. Is that right, sir?
Yes. Yes and no. I don't know what other tools are there. I mean, there will be something replacement of that, right? There is a possibility, but
I'm
it
just
can handle
talking
that.
about the whichever tools we learned in our course, like Power BI, Tableau, and all. I mean, only those kind of tools I'm talking about. So because generally any companies, when we want to design the dashboards and all, I mean, as a CEO, they would expect more attractive dashboards with good visualizations. They are not bothered about like what type of coding. I mean, this and all, they are not required, but they want some attractive dashboards with quick data, quick inference from the visualization. So from that aspect,
correct.
as a beginner of Python, I feel it difficult to show it using Python. That's the reason I'm asking all these questions, sir.
Okay, yeah, correct. That is correct, but let's say you got data and you got new data, different kind of data, right? Let's say you are in a span of 1 month, you are looking at 5 or 6 different kind of data. Then what will you do? Will you always go to Power BI and create your dashboard or something, and then comes up here, look at that charts, and then do your all the pre-processing steps or imputation step here? Is it efficient?
I haven't gone deep into all. I mean, deep into all that. But I'm just
But
asking from
think as
the
a
broader
perspective of
perspective.
project, no? So let's say if this is the project on which you and me both are working. Okay, you are also working, I am also working in this. And this is the graph you plotted here. Okay, this is the graph you plotted. And because I know what is this, so let's say X is something, X, Y, like fill, type, and all the things I can see here. What is X? What is Y? What is fill type? Y fit? Okay, and everything I can see here, and I am able to understand the graph, right? But what if this is the image? I will show it to you. Okay, this is the graph of our data. Tell me what you understand. Then I will probably go blank, right? I won't be able to get anything out of it. And because you and me both are working on this project, then probably you have to explain me all the things, like all the graphs and all which you have put it here. Or even if you don't put anything here, and if I put something, then I have to explain to you, right? Then so if there's a code inside it, then it's very easily understandable for the other people.
Okay, so but still, like I mean, we need to learn a lot to understand all the customization of this charts. I mean, understand each and every attribute and applying
What
it
is the
really takes more
what is
time.
the question? Why are we learning this and not Power BI and ggplot? Sorry,
No,
Power
no.
BI and
Yeah.
Tableau.
So why are we using this Python libraries instead of Power BI or Tableau? That is the
Or
question.
visualization perspective. I mean, from visualization
No,
point
you
of view.
can see. You can learn. Good question. The simple answer is some of these things will always remain free forever. Those things are commercial packages. You never know when they. You have to buy licenses. You have to do all that, right? You can't share openly everything you create. This you can always share. There's no restriction on it, right?
No, but this needs more knowledge on programming level. So that's the reason I asked for it. But those kind of things, like it's easy to learn. I mean, at least average level people can learn easily and implement that. But here it requires more knowledge on programming, understanding the objects. I mean, different aspects of Python. So that's the reason I asked.
Basically, where this Python visualization give an edge over, say, a Power BI or other visualization tools is, you usually would be doing machine learning and deep learning projects as you go. And for example, in a deep learning project, you wish to analyze how loss is after each iteration of epoch. Say, after one iteration, what is your loss? After second iteration, what is your loss? And you would want to visualize those things. Their Power BI will be useless. You need things like these to do the visualization.
Okay, got. I mean, understand. I mean, I get it. It's okay. We can move on, sir. I'll just wanted to understand from the broader perspective about the advantages of Python. That's the reason, sir. We can move on. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And okay, so in ggplots we use pluses. Okay, to add something else, I will use plus, and that will be added in ggplots. Okay, so this is new data that is related to diamonds. Diamonds data.
Can you maximize the font size little bit?
Okay, so this is a new kind of data. Okay, in this, what I'm trying to do is, so this, can you see this line? This is probably, I can say that this can be my model. Okay, let's say if I use linear regression, and this can be my model. But here it's just showing a relationship between carrot and price. Okay, linear relationship. What I can see is that I can get out there is a linear relationship exists between carrot and price. So carrot is probably so how much carat a diamond is, right? Some carats is like weight and all, something like that, right? So for that, again, what I use is, this is my data name, aesthetic. This is for aesthetic purpose. Geometric point, I'm using points. Okay. State is smooth. Method, color red. So this straight line. Okay. For this, I'm using red line. I'm scaling it in log 10 log scaling it data, and this is the title name. Okay, something. So that's what I said. This workshop will be more, if you see the codes and all, it will be very difficult to understand what I am doing here. But this is the something I'm using to plot this, and what I'm getting out of it is that price and carat are linearly depend. Sorry, there's a linear relationship between carat and price. So if my diamond has high carat, then there is more likely that the price of the diamond will be higher. Okay. So how? So if you see this data, this is the data, right? I can't able to get out of that. Why? How price of this carat and my price column are related, but because of this graph, I am able to do it. And here we are using this different library, plot9. Okay, great. Now I'm using some bar charts. Okay. What is this? Workshop mainly focus on using Plotly as a graphic tool, but major focus will be on understanding when to use which visualization. Plotly is just a means to reach our goals. Okay, this is the most important line I would say. Every library in Python will help you reach your goal, but here you're using Plot9 and another library is Plotly. That is next, I guess. Okay, this is how to install it in, let's say, if you are using Jupyter Notebook. There is something plotly.express, the high level interface for creating easy to use and expressive plots. Okay, simple API. Common charts such as scatter plot, line, bar, histogram, and all, tree maps, sunburst, 3D plots. This all will be in plotly.express, and a graph object. So is a lower level interface that provides complete control over the appearance and behavior of a plot. Every aspect of a plot for creating custom visualization that require fine-grained control over the layout and appearance of a plot. So there is two things in Plotly: Express and Graph objects. Usually we use this Express only. This Graph object is probably covered in next class. Okay. So this, so can you see this all chart: scatter chart, line chart, bar chart, pie chart. Okay. So here I'm importing the libraries. Okay, this is my iris data, and I want to see sepal width. I guess this will be the easier data set to understand, and this is a good example. So flower, right? This iris flower has 4 things. Don't know if it's something like this. This is my data: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. So this petal and sepals are feature of a flower, and based on this feature I can say which flower it is. So here it's given that setosa, and there will be other, so virginica and this versicolor. These 3 kind of iris flowers are there. Okay, so now I'm plotting sepal width against sepal length. I'm plotting that sepal width against sepal length, and based on the species, species means this setosa, versicolor, or virginica, give different color. Okay, so here we can see that blue colors are all setosa flowers, and red colors are versicolor, and green colors are virginica flowers. I can see 3 kind of data, 3 kind of species exist in my data at least. Okay, symbol is also the symbol is this, you can see dot, but here square is there, and this is, I would say, square, but rhombus kind of thing. Okay, diamond, probably I would say diamond to this. Yeah, this is a diamond. Okay, and these are also interactive. Now it's here. I can move around in this thing, physically zooming it out, zooming in, zooming out. Okay, I can do that if I want to go somewhere. Okay, this was easier to understand. Okay, this is TF again. Okay, here this is something called alter. Why I used it is, I'll show it to you. So yesterday what we did is we used something called insert this code snippet, right? And if let's say I don't know anything about plotting anything, and if I want to plot scatter plot, I will write something scatter here, right? Scatter, interactive scatter plot in alter. I will get code for it. So this is the code I got for plotting scatter plot by this code snippets, right? I don't even remember, I don't even know alter. I don't know what is this Vega, cars, and something. So, but I will use this alter for our graphs, like which we plotted here, right? We plotted it using this Plotly, but this is using Plotly. But if I want to use alter, then I can do something like this. Same thing, right? This is what I imported and changed it little bit, and now I can see Plotly graph also. Same thing. This is setosa, versicolor, virginica, different color, axis, sepal width, sepal length, everything is same. Okay. This is also interactive. We can scroll around a bit, see here and there, something like this. Okay, because I wrote interactive here. Okay, if you want some other graphs, you can just use insert, code snippet, something, bar chart, anything you want, right here, and you will get it. Okay. say bar chart, bar plot in Alter. Okay, this for bar plot, right? Max bar, yeah, this for bar plot. Okay, these are bar plots for this kind of data. So here we have, let's say if you want to plot bar plot for our flower data, then accordingly change X and Y's and everything, and it will show you that. Okay, this is just an example of that. Okay. Try to use this code snippets. It will be very handy. If you don't remember or if you forget any codes and meanwhile doing any machine learning task, then it will help you in plotting graphs and all. Okay. Let me close it. So highlight this relationship between sepal and sepal width of different species, different color and symbols are used to distinguish between different species. Of course, this chart helps highlight relationship between sepal length and sepal width for different species. Right. So we were able to see that there is some difference is there. Like see for this sepal length is very less for setosas, right? But sepal width is very high. Okay, something. So there is difference, but I'm not able to see which is. If I want to specifically see what is the difference, then I can give size as petal length, and according to petal length size, my data will get more weighted. So this has more size than the setosa flowers. Okay. Particular has, let's say, this has petal length of 6.1, but this has petal length of 1.6, right? If I want to distinguish my data based on petal length, I can type this. If I want to distinguish based on petal width, then I can give that as my size parameter. Okay. Again, same thing. I imported from code snippet and try to change that thing, and that will also give same thing, right? Sizes and all. See, size, bigger sizes, smaller sizes. Okay. Okay. Line charts. Mostly used chart is line chart. So it's ready to of course draw and explain it to someone. So what is trying to say is in year, so this X is year and Y is life expectancy and color. So this Australia country, right? Australia has low life expectancy in this years, around years. Somewhat here it went above, then again it went down, but now it's more than New Zealand. So life expectancy in New Zealand is in Australia is continuously increasing. Of course, for both of the cases, it's increasing life expectancy, but in Australia, the life expectancy is more than New Zealand. Okay. What is this data? How it looks like? Please do check that, and you will get what kind of data you got and what is plotting here. Okay, so line chart is also helping to relationship data. So bivariate analysis, something called bivariate analysis. You will use if you want to do that, then you will use line charts, scatter plot, other kind of plotting. Maybe okay, I don't remember currently, but something like that we'll use. So this bar chart, right? We'll usually use for univariate analysis. Or bivariate, we can use that. So in year, we want to, so for every year we want to plot populations. Okay, in which year how much population was there for country India, and the data I got from this Gapminder. Okay, so see, our population is currently increasing. Population of country India is continuously increasing, and this is for 2007. Around 1.1 billion population is there. Okay. Year-wise population chart I can draw. This is data India. Okay, I use PLT. Okay, this for matplotlib, same thing. We can draw same thing with matplotlib again. No, nothing to worry about that. Okay. Stack charts. Right, so this is stack chart means. So this is a data of medals obtained, medal received by country in different type of medals in that. Okay, so this blue means gold medals. So South Korea got around 24 gold medals, 13 silver medal, and 11 medals bronze. And other China and Canada also there in data set. So this all also has different kind of data. So we can see, we can visualize which has which high number of data, something like that, right? So you can see that South Korea got 13, but China got 15 silver medals. Long. Okay. This is another data. It's on tips. Means how much a person give tips based on his bill. So sex means which sex, so there are male and females are there in sex. So which sex give more tips to a person? You can see that. So here we can see that. So this is females and these are male. And what are this? Red and blue is smoker. So if a female is there and who is a non-smoker, she would more likely to give more. So her bill will supposed to be higher than smoker female. Same thing with males. Non-smoker male will have higher bill than a smoker males. That's what my data is telling me. Okay, how will I use that? That is a different thing, but this is what my data is telling me. Okay, so different kind of questions if arises to you that okay, so let's say who is giving more tips to the people? Is male giving more tips or female giving more tips, or who is smoking more? If this data contains something like that. Okay, who is dining on which day highest, right? Let's say if I want to check on which day more people go out for dining or some or whatever this data is about. Okay, then I can get it from this, right? Days, which day more people. So probably what I will do is I will plot days, right? Days, value counts, pie chart. I will try to draw pie chart or something like that, right? So that let's say Sunday is getting more area, then that will be the day more people are going out. And I guess this is it, right? Value is step and name Sunday. Okay, on Sunday, most of the people, so people are giving more tips on Sundays than on, no, more people giving tips on Saturday. The most tips are given on Saturday, then Sunday, then Thursday, and then Friday. So I would say that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, people don't give much tip, or I guess 4 distinct values of day. Okay, so in this data, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday data is not there, so not counted. But as we can see, the weekend comes up, more people will give treat or tips, and they will also go out and everything they do on weekends, right? So that's why this is going like this. Okay, any doubts? This is kind of complicated, but is there any doubt? Okay.
In Plotly,
yeah,
so there was this. We've imported data as data.tips. Like how do we know what all data sets are there? Is there a way to quickly get that?
How all data means?
No, if there are multiple data sets, can we get the library of all the data sets?
Library of all the data sets. Okay, what
No,
all
no.
data are there, right? Like
Yeah,
I
different,
imported a
right? There is tips in this. There could be something else. We don't know. So
yeah. What you
is there
can do is, so if
data,
px is,
px
you can write direct.
You will get all the data sets that are available.
Yeah, you can write dir inside that, right? Px dot data. So what I mean is dir, right? Px dot data, and you will get all the data. Okay. So I have absolute import, car share, election this tips, and iris we already imported. Capminder is also we imported. Something wind data is also there. So this all data
Sir,
are there. Yeah.
So this DIR feature is something that is only in Colab, or we can use it in our normal Jupyter notebook.
Yeah, you can use it in Jupyter Notebook. I guess this dir works with anything in Python. It works with every Python thing. Okay. It works in VS Code also. Okay. This all datas are there, but these are all, see, this all, the problem with all data is this is cleaned and given to you for a demo purpose thing, right? So you won't get much out of it. So try to go to Kaggle, import any download in data, and do this visualization stuff on that, because you will have more questions then. Like so first, the most important thing about visualization is questions. What you want, what the size is, what does how is it related to my time and something like that, right? So this all questions, when this questions arises, then only you will be able to give answers using graphs, something like that. Okay. Let me give you today's attendance sheet form. Okay, there is one form link I've given in my chat. Please submit your attendance there, and please do it as soon as possible, because there is a deadline for this also. Don't try to wait.
So what will you be covering tomorrow, sir?
Tomorrow,
yeah,
okay.
I mean day after. Day after.
Yeah, 17th. Okay, 17th we have next workshop, and on that day, Jimmy will be there. One on the one on the teacher, course instructor, and he is used to teach this data visualization course also. So he has more proficiency than me in this, and he will teach you complex graphs and all. Okay, and why we require that, he will explain it to you. So it is going to be a great session than this because he has more deeper understanding to this part.
Sir, tomorrow there is no workshop. It is
Yes,
a 3-day
tomorrow,
workshop, no?
yeah, tomorrow's workshop is postponed to 17th.
Okay, 14, 15, and 17.
Yes,
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
So can you move a bit above the bar graph?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so as I can see, the color of the bar graph is not solid. So is it some kind of design or does it represent something?
Um,
Comes because of the bar mode part.
bar mode is, yeah, something like this.
So basically, this is grouped for each and every individual. So if you, sir, if you can hover over the data, they can actually see it better.
No, that is fine. But what he means is why there are lining in this.
This is for each and every individual in that group. The line is for each and every individual.
Okay, okay. So this is the one person for that. This line is getting created. Okay.
Okay, sir, but why are some lines, thicker and some are thinner?
Basically, the reason is the lines that are closer automatically looks a little thicker. So there
okay,
you
okay.
will have more people in that area.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it. Thank you.
Sir, if we don't have any questions, like, is the session done?
Yeah, session is done. You can drop off, but do put your attendance in the Google form.
Excuse me, sir. I've asked the people who missed yesterday's attendance to fill their name and roll number in a single thread. So if you could please use that as a reference because many people have missed the form because
Okay, okay.
it
Why?
flows late.
Okay, currently, why people are giving their roll number and names? Please fill the form because
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
today.
filled the form today. I filled the form
Okay.
today. As soon as the link came, I filled it. But yesterday, the form wasn't accepting the response after some time. So I couldn't
Yeah,
fill
there
it.
is a
So I
deadline
gave
for
my
that.
attendance, I gave my name and registration number in the chat yesterday as well. But today also I asked. So some of them people have missed like me. So I asked them to fill their names in a single thread. This is the thread. I'll just write it. This is the thread. Study. So, sir, please use this as a reference and give the attendance for yesterday as well, please. Because if we don't have 100% attendance, we won't get the certificate, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes, so that's why. So I attended the full session, but my internet connection was a little bit laggy at around 5:30. So I missed the Google form. But when I came back and then I saw that to fill the Google form, it wasn't accepting any responses. And there
Okay.
are quite a lot of people who are facing the same issue. So I asked them to fill their, like around 28 people are there.
Okay. We'll see. Because I have to inform somebody else.
Sure,
Then
sir.
he will
That's
look
fine.
into it.
Yes, sir. That's why I asked them to put it in a single thread so that it will be convenient for you.
Have you shared that thread with sir separately?
Okay, I'll just message him as well.
Yeah, if you can do that, then you can just forward that, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
What are the specific benefits we get using Google Colab over Python Jupyter?
Google sharing benefit you will get. So I can share it with you this Google Colab very easily. But if I want to share my notebook, then that will be.
No, because when you share the Google Colab, I do accept some you showed some code snippets which we can add. That benefit is there. Other than that, see, in the Python Jupyter, that is also ipynb.file
Yeah,
only, and
yeah.
it is stored in the device. And if I want, I can even share it.
Yeah, but
so
let's say tomorrow you're running some NLP or some kind of deep learning models, you can't do it on Jupyter Notebook on your laptop because you will need access to GPUs, right?
Yes.
And Colab offers free GPU processing a limited amount of time in a day, right? All that you won't get in a Jupyter Notebook.
True.
Okay, extra features.
Yes.
No, it's
There are
processing. It's processing power, right?
Yeah. See,
For free.
in tools, if you go not in tools, it's in runtime, change runtime type, right? So here I'm using none. So you can use GPU and TPUs, but that functionality is not available in Jupyter Notebook because Jupyter Notebook uses the RAM and GPUs, which
Hello.
is present in our personal PC. Yeah.
फिर इधर अरे भाई इधर मतलब थोड़ा वर्कशॉप से अटेंड कर रहे थे बढ़िया है यार करना कर
And
सकते हो
sir, we also add some cloud feature on the Google मतलब इसमें easily. Sir, we can add a cloud feature easily in Google Colab, sir, in compared to Jupyter.
Yes, and plus importing is very easy in this. Any library, if you want to import, just write import and that's it.
ये वाला बकवास कर पढ़ा रहा है
Is there any specific thing which is in Jupyter, matlab in Python Jupyter, which is not available in Google Colab?
There are some library which is not available in Google Colab, but they are available in Jupyter because of their offline features. But in all the aspect, Colab is very reliable and easily handling.
Yeah, it's easy. So see, there is some here and there limitations, some benefits are there. Okay, but don't worry, the most of the part it will cover. Okay, most of the part
No,
it will get covered.
actually, till now, till yesterday, I have not used Google Colab. I have used means the Jupyter all along. So I was
Yeah.
just
Yeah, see, for basic level of computing, means machine learning and kind of thing, use Jupyter Notebook. It will be faster than Jupyter Notebook in that sense. Okay, Jupyter Notebook takes little time for running a cell and all. Okay, Jupyter Notebook is fast in that way, but if you are trying to compute bigger data or deep learning projects or something like that, then your Jupyter Notebook will not suffice that thing. Okay, but in Google Colab, you can use GPUs and TPUs. You can even buy Google Colab Pro, and you can run any kind of code here.
as this is a Google Colab is a cloud storage, so we have data limitation, right?
Data limitation and computing limitation is also there. Like you can't compute any, like there is some limitation to your computation also.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So if we compare Plotly and Matplotlib side by side, which one would be better?
I would say Matplotlib, because you will see Matplotlib is is used worldwide mostly. Okay, that's why. You will get more example of that kind of thing. Usually people use Matplotlib, so go on with that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
you had said that these visualization techniques like plotline and all are good for large data and I suppose data that keeps on coming, right? Gets
Something
generated.
like that. Yes. See, some variable is there. Then, if variability is there, then Python graphs are better for that kind of thing. Okay. Variability
As
is
of
means
now,
data
you
is
just imported data, fixed data, right? There was
yes,
nothing
fixed
about
data. Yes.
like data being getting updated. So
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
how would that get in? How would that be included in this coding?
Means if continuous data is there, that's what you mean.
Sorry.
You mean continuous data?
Yes, if continuous data is coming in and
Okay,
I would like to see it, then here we're just importing a fixed data,
Yes.
right?
So APIs are there, right? You can use APIs. For that, APIs are there. You have to create or or probably if you have any API, you can use that. There is like some keys, passwords required to access that API, and it will give you data.
API meaning?
Okay. API is okay. I don't remember full form, but okay. Anybody remember the full form?
Application programming interface.
Yeah. That thing.
For live streaming data, sir, if I can answer that.
Yeah.
For live streaming data, you'll have to create some kind of dashboard or front end, and it gets refreshed and the data has to be read through APIs, right? It's not every time you can't say upload data, you can't say, right? There is a slightly different workflow for that.
Yeah, slightly different workflow and something like so. So APIs are used for that kind of.
There is a library called Serial, but it is only for working on Jupyter and VS Code, not on Colab. But if you want to real-time data reading from your port hardware device, then you use Serial library. It is very useful from the port
spelling
only.
of that? Spelling of that library?
Yes, ERIAL, but it is only read live data from your port, from your USB port, from your system. Any data coming live data and any data which is coming live from your port, it can easily read out. Instead of that, you can give your port name and your link of port, whatever from your hardware have attached. It easily read all the live data from your port to direct implant in your things and do what.
Okay, but that will not work on Colab, right? That will work for Jupyter or VS.
Yes. Because of the hardware working, it does not work on Colab. And whatever we can do on Colab, we can do on VS Code or Jupyter. From that live data stream, whatever you asked before, that live data stream data, we can do everything, but not in Colab. But we can do these all things in the PyTorch, or you can say anywhere.
Yeah. You can use another.
Can I just repeat the spelling once again?
Write it in chat box, no? That will be better, right? Write it in the chat.
Library name, sir. Library name.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Right. Library name chat. Okay. Any other doubts?
So I have one doubt. I had said I had used Jupyter, right? So that is also IP that extension file. So if I load that file in Google Colab, will that have any compatibility issue?
No, it will be compatible. It is just like Google Docs and your MS Word. You can run an MS Word file in Google Docs. Similarly, like that. Just you have to make a copy for it to be shared.
So it won't have any issue, right?
No.
It would run smoothly.
No, it won't have an issue. Okay, guys. Everybody submitted their attendance. Is anybody missing? Please submit your attendance in Google form.
The workshop is over for today now?
Yes, you can leave. Whoever has no doubts, they can drop off.
Sir, if you want to excel our hand in data generation part, sir, what should we do best in this field, sir? Because it is very important for us, sir. But we have not so much coding, not so much hand experience, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So if you don't have a coding experience, what you should do?
Have sir. I have coding experience, sir. I am from also pursuing BTech, but sir, it is new for me, sir. I can do it, but I think it take more time, sir. Learning all the things, how we write this, how we can it, because there may be documentary we can get, but should we learn or should we understand only how these things happen? What should I add? What should I subtract?
Yeah. See, learn one graphing. Let's say matplotlib. If you learned that, it's enough. Like don't learn more than that, if not required. Okay.
Yes.
Because nobody will going to ask you in an interview, have you used this kind of libraries or not? If you give any library, let's say in Plotly, Reborn, Matplotlib, anything. If you say one name, that is enough. Okay.
Okay.
If you are able to do something with one library, that's enough.
So nobody asked me to do this data on the coding by learning, or is this thing not happen in real life, sir?
Coding by learning. What do you mean by that?
Means give someone to do coding to plot this data by learning. You don't see documentation. You have to learn all the code. It is not.
No. Something like that never happens unless they are very much asking, very much looking for that kind of person. And I have never seen anybody looking for that person.
Yes.
Or,
so, sir, actually, we give more time to the matplotlib, sir, because it is also useful from
Yes,
analytical course I learn. But these things, I think I do. I can't remember. But matplot is very useful for me, and also I am good in matplot, sir. I have hands matplot, sir.
Yeah,
It is
that
okay,
will
sir?
work. That will suffice. Yeah, that will suffice.
Okay, sir.
No need to worry
Okay, sir.
about this. So this is the data visualization thing. We are trying to show it to you so that you can take it something like that. There are other visualization tools which can also help you in making charts and all. Okay.
Okay,
And
okay.
so some has some limitations, and some has some can overcome that
Yes.
limitation, right? Other
Yes.
libraries. So here,
Yes, sir.
if that library is helping you in those limitations, then use this or use that. Matplotlib will suffice it. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Okay, sir.
Seaborn, Matplotlib, that will suffice most of the time.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for
Sir, I
sharing
have
that.
a question. This data that you are importing, in what format is it?
So here, actually, I'm importing all the data directly from any library, right? Library name.
Yes,
Some
but what
let's
is the
say
format of this data?
format is
CSV files, what are they?
They are
even I
pandas data frame.
Yeah.
We directly import it as a pandas data frame.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry, your voice is a little low.
It's in pandas data frame. So no, it's not in CSV or let's say Excel or anything. It's directly in data frame. So it supports pandas directly.
So if supposing someone is updating some Google Sheet, and I would like to use the data in those Google Sheet which is being continuously updated. Someone puts inputs, let's say tickets of some issues raised, and then how many were resolved, say region wise, and whatever, right? Costs and all this. So would these techniques import such data and present in the form that you have said?
You can import that kind of data. So one thing is you have to link your Google Drive with the Colab. Okay, mount it. Basically, some mount function is there. You can use that to continuously see the data which is there in your Google Sheet. Okay, and of course, reading Google Sheet, you need to use the read CSV will not work. You have to use, I guess, some other read method. Okay, search for it. You will get it, and that will read your Google Sheet. And if it was updated, then it will show in your Colab.
So the say bar graph or the scatter diagram will get updated itself.
Yes, everything.
No,
if
graph.
You connect...
the graphs and all means if you are plotting graphs in your Colab, then it will get updated by after running the cell. Okay, so you have to rerun the cell which has graph methods and all.
And can these graphs then be incorporated into the Google Sheet?
You have to copy paste that. You have to copy paste that. Then only it is possible. I mean, not directly.
Actually, there is a library in Google Colab Portfolio. I think you know. If you plot your graph on Portfolio, you can download all your Excel, mean, median, mode, all the thing. It is called Portfolio. I think you learn in statistics two or things. If you make portfolio of your data, then you can download everything Excel format, whatever format you want. Everything. It is called portfolio.
Yeah, but it won't get updated in Google Sheet.
No. If my data is connected with cloud or Google Colab and our data read everywhere, then you could run all the cells. Then it get updated, not directly. By running the cell, then it get updated.
Okay. Yeah, but the updated chart will not get updated chart means the new chart which
Yes,
are
new
getting
chart will appear.
created.
Yes.
Okay,
You have
that
to
will not
copy and paste.
automatic. Yeah, you have to copy paste it. I mean, you can't automatically save that thing in Google Sheet. Because that kind of thing is not yet available. But I don't know. Means I have never looked into this kind of thing.
I think Excel, like for example, Excel offers you the capability to create dashboards, and once you change the data in the Excel, the charts get updated. So something
Yes.
of that.
Yes. So that's what. No, the chart will also get updated in your Google Colab also. You have to
But not
rerun the
in the
cell.
sheet. Okay.
But it will not get updated in the sheet again. Like you have to copy the chart which was in the Google Colab and then paste it in the Google Sheet. Okay.
Okay.
Or what you can do is directly create the chart in Google Sheet. Then it will get updated, right? That is functionality of Google Sheet.
How do you create that using Google Colab codes? Using Python, can we do it?
Using Python. So you want to create charts using Python in Google Sheet.
Google Sheets,
right?
yeah.
I mean, I even don't have that kind of knowledge.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay. But you can directly do there, right? Charts options are there. So I don't know.
Yeah, then actually we go back to the same question that I think Sharmili was asking. Why go for these libraries rather than
Yes,
do it in
actually,
the
it's very,
Google
very
Sheet
difficult to
itself?
remember all these
All these
forms, methods.
codes. Yeah. So
Please,
if the same thing can
At
be
least for the
executed in
beginners,
Excel.
I feel it's like an advanced Python,
Okay.
not for the beginners.
Okay. So what I recommend you is use matplotlib. Okay, for few time. So along the way, you will realize why it is important. Then doing on let's say Power BI or something like that, right? Because see, immediately you want to draw a graph. Immediately means you load the data. So you did something. You are now thinking some kind of question, and now you want to plot a histogram. What will you do? Can you open a Power BI and do that? Will it work that fast? No, right?
So that's what. So we are all new to all the three. So it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
where actually really.
Hello. Actually, I would suggest you a course Python for data science on NPTEL. This is a 4-week course, and it is a very recap for this all the MATLAB. I think you should do it. If you can do this course, you get all the knowledge of like the matplot and Seaborn. It is very good
course.
4-week
What
course.
is the course name? Can you type in chat, please?
Python for
Thank you
data
so
science.
much.
It is 4-week course, and registration is open from now. So
It's in
you can
NPTEL, no?
NPTEL Python for data science. It is a very good course for MATLAB as a beginner you, and fantastic course. You should do it. And if you wanted to learn art, then you can do data science for engineer, but you should do Python for data science. I write in the chat. If you are new.
Yeah, we know only the basic Python. I mean, not so in depth of Python. That's the
No.
problem.
It's okay.
I'm not
It's
even
okay.
familiar with Power BI.
Yeah, don't worry. There are documentation of matplotlib and all, right? Go for one library, whichever you like. Matplotlib, Seaborn, all things will be serious. But go for matplotlib as a beginner. I would suggest. Go in that. How a plotting is happening. So see, a variable name is there. Means x give some value, y give some value, and it will give you a chart. It will be very easier. You will understand that most of the things in a code are just extra things. Means you will never change that thing. Few variable names only and values you will change. That's all. So it won't be that much harder later on.
So you're saying replicating is much easier.
Oh yes, copy paste kind of thing. Do copy paste. Look what is happening, what changes it's making, and where this variable is coming from, something like that. Check out, and you will understand. And of course, you can do this course, which is suggested by one of the student, right? You can do that course if you like.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, great. Anything else?
No, thank you. What
Sir,
will we be
thank you,
covering
sir.
in the next session?
Next session will be basically deeper things in visualization only, which is taken by Jimmy, who is also course instructor in data visualization in IITM. It's a BS degree course, right? There is one uh, visualization course is there. He's the instructor for that. So he has a very deeper understanding of visualization, how and where we use it. So
This is the diploma level course?
yes, probably
Degree.
diploma level or
Yes, I
degree
think
level.
it's a degree. It is I think degree course because I saw this lecture on some lecture on YouTube, but it is not in diploma. I think it is degree. Sir.
Yeah, it is a degree level course only.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he will explain it to you much briefly that what else we can do with Plotly, and he will also explain you some grammar of visualization and something like that.
Great. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the
Thank you,
input.
sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, everyone. So, any other doubts?
No, sir.
No, thank you.
Colab link.
Sir, can we have a later session on dashboarding like tabule or how to create dashboard for data visualization? Like kind of
I mean,
workshop or a later session?
okay, we can. So, were there any?
Actually, earlier there was one session. It was a POD industry expert session given for Power BI. I'm not sure about Tableau. Maybe I don't know where I can share that link. I need to just check in the mail. Actually, they had sent a mail for Power BI. It was
Yes,
taken by
would
the
that the
industry expert.
isolation for
It
that
was really a good session, actually.
I feel that this information sharing lacks because we as participants do not have a way to communicate otherwise other than in the live session. So I mean, if we could create a platform where we can
I don't
all
know if we can
share,
send a mail also, but I
if we
need to.
can
I mean,
share resources, I think it would be really helpful because I'm
there
not in
was
touch
an
with
student
many of
portal, I
the
think.
participants.
Like, there was an student portal. There we can create some groups to communicate, I think.
Oh, someone shared the Power BI YouTube link. Actually, it was a very good session, and we actually did side by side with our systems also. So we were able to.
Which date?
1 minute. I'll just give me a minute now. I'll share. I think somebody has shared the YouTube link. You can check it. Otherwise, just give me a few minutes. I'll check in the mail.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Someone has shared. Chaitanya, I think. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's on Power BI. Business analytics using Power BI. That is the link pasted in the chat. Okay, use that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay then.
It was a mail. Sorry, sir. I mean, there was a mail on May 6th, actually. So you
Okay.
can just check it. It was a common mail from Industry Interaction Cell. So it came on May 6th. It's about the title was Business Analytics using Power BI.
Okay.
So you can also install in your system and you can start using it. It's very simple and easy. So you will get more knowledge actually.
Yes, but use your student ID because Gmail is not available for this. Use your student ID.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
It's on May 6th.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much for the paid session, sir. I mean, we get to know so many new things. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.